China's naval base in Cambodia, large enough to dock aircraft carrier, satellite images show. Nuclear bomb-level debt drags down China's real estate market. Pursuit of military AE increasing risk of nuclear war between China, US, report. China is experiencing a large-scale outbreak of the third wave of COVID-19. China's industrial profits fall in double digits in the first half of the year. All will be covered today in China Undercover. China's naval base in Cambodia, large enough to dock aircraft carrier, satellite images show. Satellite images released by a U.S. geospatial intelligence firm, LargeScale, on July 24, revealed that the construction of a Chinese-funded naval base in Ream, Cambodia, is almost finished, featuring a large pier capable of accommodating an aircraft carrier. This would be China's second known foreign naval base, with the first in Djibouti, East Africa. The rapid development of the base indicates China's deliberate effort to expand its overseas military presence. Craig Singleton, a senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, emphasized that Cambodia's willingness to host China's naval port enhances Beijing's ability to project military power into the Indian Ocean. Analysts observed a 38,000 square meter artificial peninsula on the southern shore of the base, along with distinct Cambodian and Chinese military buildings, including a purported headquarters facility, barracks, and fuel storage areas. The Ream Pier closely resembles China's military pier in Djibouti, both capable of docking an aircraft carrier. Cambodia confirmed that the naval base in Ream is nearly complete but refuted claims that it is solely intended for the Chinese military. The Defense Ministry stated that the upgrade aims to modernize Cambodia's military for national defense. The United States urged Cambodia to be transparent about China's role in the naval base, expressing concerns about a facility supposedly built for the exclusive use of the Chinese military. During a visit to Phnom Penh, U.S. President Joe Biden urged Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen to ensure full transparency regarding Chinese military activities at the base. Nuclear bomb-level debt drags down China's real estate market. Who dares to sell? Who are you waiting for? Real estate giant Evergrande Group, once led by Xu Jiayin, the richest man in China, is now facing a financial crisis with an average daily loss of 1.1 billion yuan. Evergrande's massive debt of over 2.4 trillion yuan has dragged down the country's real estate market recovery and poses a potential threat to China's economy. After the debt default in March 2022, Evergrande's financial situation worsened, and the company is currently undergoing debt restructuring. The financial reports released on July 17 revealed a total net loss of 812 billion yuan for 2020. Evergrande's overwhelming debts have paralyzed the Chinese real estate industry. Evergrande Group, the leading real estate company in China, has become a financial black hole, losing an average of 1.1 billion yuan daily. Xu Jiayin, who was once the richest man in China, is now indebted like an entire country. Evergrande not only hampers the recovery of China's real estate market, but also poses a potential threat to the entire Chinese economy. Faced with the revelation of this nuclear bomb-level financial black hole, who dares to rescue Evergrande? Since the outbreak of the debt default crisis, Evergrande has not disclosed its financial reports for 2 years. However, on the evening of July 17, Evergrande suddenly released its 2021 annual report, 2022 half-year report, and 2022 half-year report, and 2022 annual report. The delayed financial reports quickly caused a sensation in the market. The reports revealed that Evergrande had a combined net loss of 812 billion yuan in 2021 and 2022. The colossal scale of Evergrande's debts has deepened its financial crisis and paralyzed the Chinese property market to this day. According to Corner 24 Hours of United News Network, Evergrande's crisis in 2022 caused a chain reaction leading to a wave of defaults in the real estate industry, which used to be China's economic locomotive. The company's financial turmoil that led to the Chinese property crisis is evident in these newly disclosed financial reports, indicating that the recovery of the Chinese real estate market is still distant. Under the pressure of delisting from the stock market, Evergrande cannot adopt the wait-and-see strategy and can only publish shocking and embarrassing financial reports amid the crisis. Since March 2022, Evergrande Group has faced debt defaults due to excessive leverage, leading to its suspension by the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Currently, Evergrande is still undergoing debt restructuring. The financial reports published on July 17 show that as of December 31, 2022, Evergrande's total liabilities exceeded 2.4 trillion yuan, while cash and cash equivalents on hand were only 43.34 billion yuan. This means that over the past 2 years, Evergrande has achieved the highest loss record among Chinese enterprises, far exceeding the combined losses of all other real estate companies during the same period. The astronomical amount of debt exceeding the company's total net profit in the past 10 years by more than 100 times is even higher than the total GDP of Suzhou in 2022, 2.39 trillion yuan, ranking the 6th among all cities in China. The total net loss of 812 billion yuan after offsetting the income was 476 billion yuan in 2021 and 105.9 billion yuan in 2022. In 2021, Evergrande's revenue was 250 billion yuan, which is half of the 507 billion yuan revenue during the same period in the Pursuit of military AE increasing risk of nuclear war between China, US, report. New II uses within the military community, combined with ongoing tensions between the United States and Communist China, are increasing the risk of strategic catastrophe, according to a new report by the Center for a New American Security think tank. The report says that the intensifying geopolitical rivalry between the United States and China is combining with the rapid development of artificial intelligence technologies, including for military applications. Taken together, the emergence of military AI will likely deepen US-China rivalry and increase strategic risks. Military AE is central to the global ambitions of the Chinese Communist Party, CP. As such, the report says the regime is moving quickly to integrate AI into its military. The report claims that the regime believes its totalitarian system of government gives it an advantage in that effort over a politically divided United States. At the heart of the effort is the CCP's goal of intelligentization, a transformation of warfare through the mass integration of AI, automation, and big data. AI plays a key role in China's military ambitions, especially its goal to become a world-class military by mid-century, in part through the intelligentization of its forces, the report says. Intelligentization relies on integrating AI and other emerging technologies into the joint force with the goal of gaining an edge on the United States. China argues that its governance model, including its military-civil fusion policy, gives Beijing a competitive advantage over Washington. Sup-leaders Xi Jinping has set ambitious goals for the Chinese military to basically complete its modernization by 2035 and transform into a world-class military by the middle of the century. Both public and private actors within China view artificial intelligence as crucial to China's future. U.S. response carries risks. China's communist regime is not alone in its push to integrate AI into ever more autonomous military technologies, however. Speaking earlier this year, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Mark Milley said he shared a similar vision and believes that the world's most powerful militaries will be primarily robotic in 10 to 15 years. General Milley said during a March 31 discussion with Defense One, "If you add robotics with artificial intelligence and precision munitions and the ability to see at range, you've got the mix of a real fundamental change. That's coming. Those changes, that technology, we are looking at the inside of 10 years. In addition, the new report says that the United States' push to integrate its own military AI and counter the CCP is not without risks. While individual technologies may prove beneficial on paper, the collective effect of many new military technologies could add an element of instability to the already fraught China-US relationship." Did he die of illness? Did he commit suicide? The funeral notice for the former deputy commander of the rocket force was issued 21 days after his death. According to foreign media reports, a funeral notice has recently circulated on the internet claiming that Yu Guohua, a retired former deputy commander of the People's Liberation Army rocket force, passed away on July 4 due to a sudden cerebral hemorrhage. However, the funeral notice was issued on July 25, 21 days after Guohua's reported death, and it has not been officially confirmed. Analysts speculate that earlier, several senior play rocket force officers engaged in intelligence, communication, and related fields were investigated for corruption or leaking secrets. Yu Guohu also had a similar background and was rumored to have committed suicide. This series of events may be related to suspicions of the play rocket force leaking information to the U.S. military. According to the recent funeral notice circulating online, it was issued on July 25 by the Yudo Yu Guohu Funeral Office, stating, Comrade Wu Guohu, the former Lieutenant General and Deputy Commander of the Rocket Force, passed away due to illness on July 4 in Beijing at the age of 66. The body farewell ceremony will be held on July 30 at Babai Ocean Funeral Home. The notice also indicates that the funeral will be simple according to the family's wishes. Wu Guohu served as the president of the Pla Luoyang Foreign Language Institute, the director of the Technical Reconnaissance Department of the General Staff Department, and the first deputy commander of the Play Rocket Force since 1995. He was also elected as a delegate to the 13th National People's Congress. He was awarded the rank of lieutenant general in 2012. On July 6, 2023, rumors circulated on the internet claiming that Yu Guohu committed suicide at his home in Beijing, while the recent funeral notice states that he died of a cerebral hemorrhage. Foreign media reports point out that there have been reports of several senior play rocket force officers being investigated for corruption or leaking secrets this year. This may be related to a report by the China Aerospace Studies Institute, CASI, a U.S. Air Force think tank, published in October last year. The report detailed confidential information about the organization and key members of the rocket force, including their names, photos, missile deployment locations, and combat capabilities. Former Play Navy Colonel Yao Cheng once speculated that the plea launched an internal investigation into the leakage of part of the report. According to reports and Twitter messages, the first two senior officers rumored to be under investigation this year were Lieutenant General Zhang Zhensong, former Deputy Commander of the Rocket Force and Deputy Chief of Staff of the Central Military Commission Joint Staff Department, and Lieutenant General Liu Guangbin, former Deputy Commander of the Rocket Force, who were arrested in April. On June 26, General Li Yukao, commander of the Rocket Force, was taken away during a meeting. At the time, Yao Cheng stated that it was reported that Li Yukao's son was studying in the U.S. and may have been involved in selling play intelligence. Li Yuchao later also missed the promotion ceremony for the military rank at the end of June. In July of this year, reports from Radio France Internationale, RFI, and others claimed that Yu Guohu committed suicide at his home in Beijing on July 6. The commander of the PLA Strategic Support Force, Major General Zhu Qiansheng, who is in charge of communication intelligence, espionage, electronic warfare, and other fields, was also implicated. The commonality among the aforementioned senior officers who were rumored to be under investigation is that they were primarily engaged in intelligence, espionage, and communication-related work. However, none of these rumors have been officially confirmed by Chinese authorities. China is experiencing a large-scale outbreak of the third wave of COVID-19. As of July 28, 2023, there are new updates on the COVID-19 situation in China. Many Chinese citizens have reported severe post-COVID-19 symptoms, and doctors have mentioned encountering numerous patients with post-COVID-19 complications during outpatient visits. Experts have observed that a significant number of patients, almost half, have developed lung emphysema or lung nodules after being confirmed with COVID-19. Even after recovering from the virus, they experience long-term symptoms, such as persistent cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, dizziness, sweating, and frequent colds. Recently, some individuals have claimed that their post-COVID-19 symptoms have not fully healed, and a new wave of infections called the triple yang is occurring. The symptoms in this wave are said to be more severe than those of the second wave. Additionally, people have noticed that the time interval between the second and third waves is becoming shorter, with some experiencing the third wave within just over 20 days after the second. Health experts have seen cases where patients who previously had healthy lungs after the first infection, first wave, developed lung inflammation after the second infection, second wave. If the treatment is not effective, it may even impact lung function. It's believed that COVID-19 may become more like seasonal flu in the future, spreading more randomly within the population. Some individuals who rarely leave their homes have also been infected recently. Moreover, there have been reports of several executives from China Unicom, a telecommunications company, passing away due to illness. Since early 2020, at least 7 high-ranking officials from China Unicom have passed away, 6 of whom were members of the Chinese Communist Party and were less than 60 years old. China's industrial profits fall in double digits in the first half of the year. The latest economic data from China released by the National Bureau of Statistics on July 27, 2023, shows a significant decline in profits for large-scale industrial enterprises in the first half of the year. The profits have dropped by 16.80% compared to the same period last year. This indicates that China's economy is struggling, and the stimulus measures implemented by the authorities have not met market expectations. During the first 6 months, the total profits of large-scale industrial enterprises reached 3.38,846 trillion yuan. Among them, state-owned enterprises saw a 21.0 decrease in profits, while shareholding enterprises experienced an 18.1 decline. Foreign invested enterprises and private companies also faced profit declines of 12.80 and 13.5, respectively. Out of the 41 industrial sectors, only 12 industries witnessed profit growth, while 29 industries suffered profit declines. Mining and manufacturing industries faced notable drops in profits, with mining experiencing a 19.9 decline and manufacturing facing a 20.0 decrease. Monopolistic industries like electricity, heat, gas, and water production and supply managed to increase their profits by 34.1%. The data further reveals that the debt growth of large-scale industrial enterprises has exceeded asset growth, and there has been an increase in accounts receivable and finished product inventory. Additionally, operating costs per 100 yuan of revenue have risen by 0.81 yuan, and expenses per 100 yuan revenue have increased by 0.25 yuan compared to last year. The manufacturing sector, represented by major steel manufacturer Manshan Iron Steel Company, is facing challenges. The company projected a net profit of 2.24 billion yuan in the first half of the year, in contrast to a net loss of 2.24 billion yuan in the same period of the previous year. Although China's top leader, Xi Jinping, has promised increased policy support for the economy, there is growing concern about debt risks. However, there are limited signs that the authorities will implement stronger stimulus measures. Official data shows that China's economic performance in the spring has significantly slowed compared to earlier this year. Exports have sharply declined, the real estate market is in a slump, and local governments burdened with high debt have had to cut spending. The Chinese economy is currently unstable and losing momentum, facing its bleakest prospects in decades. In conclusion, China's economic challenges stem from political issues. Rebuilding confidence requires comprehensive changes and true protection for entrepreneurs and private businesses. Otherwise, the promises in the released measures will remain mere words without substantial impact. And that is today's episode. If you found this video informative, please subscribe and ring a bell to get notification. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Due to